know. Got stuff we hide deep down inside. So much that we don't show. Yeah, it's just a wonder what we live in. It's really not the way it's supposed to be. Isn't that the beauty of redemption? It changes everything. We're all broken people. Don't we all need Jesus? Yeah. Every moment of our lives. 24 pieces, 5 are human is evil. Don't we all have our weakness? Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody needs that grace. We all need Jesus. Don't we all need Jesus? From the beggar to the rich man, from the prison to the preacher. Oh, all I know is we all need Jesus. All I know is we all need Jesus.
Hey Debbie, hey Patriots, how are you? Tonight we have some problem as we don't have the phone which we used to use for the live stream. So I use my personal cell phone to doing the live stream right now. Probably we're still working on it. Hi, Happy Mama. Hey, Belinda, how are you? Happy 30, how are you? 有没有加得上去？可以加吗？你的 YouTube 你加一个叫基督徒看新闻的那个 YouTube 你再加另外一个。
California stomp.
你能把你自己加上去，那就能可以加另外一个，因为你自己没办法直播。
Camping. So Sherry and me can stay here.
现在 live，
Of course, it's all
live，
Sherry brought a lot of brush. I was afraid for a while, but I finally got.
再加一个叫基督徒看新闻 christianwatchthenews
brush.
加一个
Hi,
加那
Lindsay.
个你到那个
It's not raining yet, but it rained all day there. The possibility later on start raining. Hi, Dave.
Great， 不是 great， 应该是 continuous YouTube email phone， 那是用我的吗？我看看。
Hi, Rain and Blood.
We love the keyboard.
Hi, Shell.
What kind of candy y'all want?
Hi, Sarah.
Yeah, just my phone's on.
In case you hadn't heard, we got both the flags out here at the Blue Log. They're tattered and torn, and they put up brand new ones. Thank you for everybody that called. Put it on Getter yesterday and True Social. Also,
他说的不知道，不是我的，他说的记不得了。我还再来一次秀一下，看看能不能行。
cigarettes, I stink and my hair is always greasy.
Oh, really?
That's what everyone says.
And she
揣不出来，再揣一次就要死掉了。忘记那个他
Where's
说
the,
Prayer.
right?
Let us pray. Come on, y'all. Let's get some Jesus.
Hey Jackie，
I don't know who. Somebody though, Jen, that's the answer.
Yes.
This is the day the Lord has made, and we rejoice in it. Together, we lift our eyes up toward the heaven. That your word, your kingdom will come. Your kingdom that is above all. The kingdom that is not of this world. The kingdom that where Jesus rules with righteousness, with truth, with justice, and with love. We long for that kingdom, but we know that it is not in our hands, and it's not in our time, but we long that your kingdom will come, because we need your kingdom here on earth. We need your truth and justice here on earth. We thank you that you give us this hope. When Jesus was here on earth, he showed us through his miracles that he is the King of kings and the Lord of lords. And his kingdom will come. He gave us covenants with us, and that we are obedient to your will. So Father, we gathered each night here over this 603 days. Or is it 4 days? Today's the 603rd day. When we gather to each of those days by faith, not by sight, with hope, not with despair. We know that your kingdom will come. So we continue to persevere and stand, believing that in your time, this nation and this world that you created will be in this new kingdom. Once more we pray in earnest for our patriots, that they too will have this vision to carry them through whatever struggle that they may be facing, the injustice that they are facing, and the lies that are spread, knowing that one day the truth will set Jesus' name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
，Sherry almost Sherry down.
Yes, I'm mad. Go to raise your hands if you tired of this shit. Everything the body touch, boy, you know it turn to
就
shit.
用这个吧，可能这个信号是最差的。啊，这不是，这是在直播，可以直播，但是信号非常差。没办法。那没关系，把那个也能播出去了。
Yo, it's time to unite.
I know, that's why. Thank you, Trooper. I already know stuff. Open a box.
Hi, Diane.
Hello, how are you guys doing tonight?
We are doing well. How are you, Taylor?
I'm doing excellent. It's pretty rainy out there today. Is it still raining right now?
It's not, but it's supposed to be at about approximately.
20 minutes.
Oh, it just started.
Okay, so it's starting to drizzle.
You guys are watching it close. Oh man, you guys are so consistent with being out there night after night, rain, shine, snow. You guys have been out there in all the conditions. I really appreciate it. I know there's a lot of Americans out there listening who really appreciate it too. And, you guys are just great for doing that. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. We're here for you, buddy.
That's right.
You guys are the best. So, for the last couple days, we've had this bridge catastrophe up in Baltimore, right?
Uh-huh.
And, wow, what a mess that is. That is just going to be some really hard work to put back together. And as I've been in here, there's a handful of other inmates who've read the book Atlas Shrugged. And for anybody out there that's listening that read the book, you're probably already smiling right now. But for anybody who hasn't, essentially what happens is the people who make things run start to remove themselves from the businesses. They start to let the minds go to the socialists, the communists, and they start to let the workers run things, and they hightail it out of town. And eventually what happens is things kind of fall apart. And so when disasters do happen, because they do naturally happen from time to time, there's no one there to fix things, right? There's no one there to do anything. And we have one particular inmate here who's from Maryland, and he works in that area, Baltimore City, around that bridge. He used to drive across that bridge on a regular basis. And when they were doing the press conferences with the different politicians, the governor, the mayor, and all these different people, he knew who they all were. He was rattling off who they were. He was aware of the book Atlas Shrugged, and he was like, man, there's not one of those people there that comes from the private industry, that's never really built anything, that really knows what it's going to take to fix this. And, you know, there's always an assumption they've got advisors, they've got people down the chain that can do it or know how to do it. But it's just a really fascinating thing, you know. That when I look at those pictures of that bridge, I'm like, what a huge project that is. I mean, that is just a massive, massive project. It can just take an incredible amount of time potentially just to get it cleaned up, let alone the engineering and the, you know, designing and rebuilding of the bridge. When we first were watching it yesterday morning, we were thinking 2-3 years, but it sounds like from what I read in some of the articles, it could be like a 4 or 5 year process, you know, project, which is just huge. But one of the things I did want to kind of talk about and just kind of touch on it briefly is this and Dan Bongino kind of talked about it today on his radio channel as well. And it's this, one of the things that we can kind of quickly fall into a trap is attributing everything to a nefarious act, right? We don't know if this was a hack. We don't know if this was some type of terror attack or attack on the United States. Clearly, the results are going to be very economically damaging, and clearly the results are going to, you know, affect the world economy to some degree. I mean, clearly the results of it are that, right? But we don't really know what exactly happened, and Dan Bongino was really warning us, like, hey, you know, if you come out and say it was a hack or it was a Chinese this or something nefarious, and it turns out not to be, it kind of makes us look bad for jumping to conclusions. And it is one of those situations, especially being involved with January 6th, it's easy to look at everything through a lens of they are doing it to us, instead of allowing some such situations like this could just be a really sad accident. It could literally just be bad maintenance and a hydraulic pump went out and they lost a thruster engine, or could be a bad circuit board that, you know, Pedro spilled his coffee on the circuit board. They were having issues with the power. I know I've had big excavators that have gone out of commission because I had a hairline crack in my water line and I was getting air into my fuel injectors and I couldn't keep my excavator running. And, you know, it turned out just had a little bit of water in there, got cold at night, froze, cracked my fuel line, and it took me a week to figure out what the heck was wrong with my machine. I could have swore that I had an employee who must have tampered with my machine. You know, turned out it was just had a little bit of water in the fuel line, and it caused this huge trickle, you know, chain of events that took a big machine down. So I just thought it was really good, Dan Bongino's advice, to kind of wait for the information to come out and, you know, not take a hard stance on something being nefarious if we just don't know.
Does this help?
Right. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of people
you don't
that
read the
are,
instructions until
you
it's
know,
up.
trying
Oh, we
to
should have did
snap.
it.
And this
We
is
should have did
the
it this
problem
way.
when you have a major incident like this. Nobody really believes the mainstream media, so it's like, well, we don't believe them, so what really happens? And it could just be very well that it was a terrible accident. But nobody's going to believe it.
Well, you're exactly right? I mean, you take COVID, for example. Oh, it didn't come from a lab. It did come from a lab. Oh, it was funded by the U.S. It wasn't funded by the U.S. government. Okay, it was funded by the U.S. government. Okay, it's deadly. It's going to kill everybody. Okay, it's just kind of not that bad unless you're elderly or obese, right? Like, wear a mask. Don't wear a mask. Wear a mask. So there's a huge trust problem with the United States government. There's a huge trust problem with the media, right? We don't know how much the media is telling us something that the government's telling it to tell us, aka Missouri v. Biden, right, situation. And so it's very easy for us to always tack left, right? When the media says go right, we want to go left. And anything they tell us, it's easy for us just to go at this stage of time to go, oh, it must be the opposite of what you're telling us. Right. And so that's why I mentioned this a while ago, and I know a lot of people don't really love Rod Rosenstein, and, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion, including me, but he did say something that was, I felt, a good piece of advice. He was giving this advice to his daughter, and he was sharing it with some group of attorneys, and she said, Dad, how do I know what's true? Right? She's talking to her dad. Her dad, I think at the time, his title was Deputy Director of the FBI. Obviously, they just got done putting stuff into the news in order to put it into the courts, in order to get warrants to spy and listen to people, right? So this idea of, like, the FBI actually being the originating source of news is not foreign to Rod Rosenstein or his daughter, presumably, right? And so the advice he gave her was read broadly, look at as many sources as you possibly can and try to find out the original sources and then judge for yourself. And I thought that was a really good set of advice. And this is, again, this is coming from a guy who, whether he did it or not, I don't know, but within the, building he's working, they were planting stories in the media that other news channels were taking very serious. But if you read broadly, if you read a lot of different opinions, then you can distill for yourself what you believe to be true. And then the trick is to then hold true to what you learn and what you know to be true. The things that don't affect you, that are outside your sphere of influence, you have to kind of let go sometimes. The things, your sphere of concern that are not in your sphere of influence, sometimes you have to let go. If you're in a position to where something in the news is in your sphere of influence, you need to make a decision, stick with it, live by that truth. And that's critically important. And I think that, especially for me as a January 6er and in here, we often talk about all the different things that happened, all the nefarious little things that happened, all the everybody went up to that day with a different set of intentions. And when you get to the point where you've got 1,000 across the spectrum, you're going to have people who did show up that day with certain intentions. You're going to have people who showed up just completely oblivious to any.
You're cutting in and out.
Go listen. Can you hear me any better now?
I can hear you now.
Wow,
Okay, so anyways, you're going to have people all across the spectrum. And so the best thing to do is to judge independently, get as much information as you can, and then make a decision for yourself. And Bongino has a rule, he waits 48 to 72 hours to try to get all the information on something before he makes a really decisive decision, whether something was, a good witch or a bad actor, good actor, nefarious, just happened. And I think that this Baltimore thing kind of brings it into high relief, because it's so easy to say it was an act of terror. And who's to say it's not at this early stage?
Right.
But at the same time, if you're coming out and saying that it is, you might want to check your premise. Accidents happen. Accidents sometimes happen, right? And so you don't want to get caught in a position where you're the one saying, no, it had to be a hack, and then it turns out that it wasn't. Or, vice versa, you don't want to be the person that says, hey, it absolutely couldn't have been anything nefarious, and then it turns out it was, right? So just wait some time, let all the variables come out, and then once you have enough information, then you can decide for yourself what you really think about it. Because that's where we are in this country, with most of the news not necessarily being dedicated to just providing the facts, the things as they happen, but most of the news having a propaganda agenda, having a bias. You have to do that, and that includes with our own news sources too, right? It's absolutely, we should judge our own news sources with the same I'm looking for the word,
Skepticism?
it's not judicial, but it's the same judgment system as we do news sources that we know are biased against us, right? But, blind squirrel finds nuts. I mean, it's very possible the New York Times could run something that's true. In fact, they do often, right? Some really important stories and things that we know to be true came from sources like New York Times, Washington Post. That doesn't validate them on everything, but you should judge every single independent story on its own. Read broadly, get the Gateway Pundit's opinion on something, and get another news source. I always am also
Thanks, Angelina.
quick to remind people, you vote with your eyes, your dollars, and your clicks. So if something is known to be super biased, try not to use that as a news source simply to deprive them from your clicks and your eyes, right? But recognize that you also are able to create an echo chamber if you do that, and that can be damaging to you as well. So just always kind of keeping all these things in mind. You don't want to find yourself in an echo chamber, but you don't want to support news sources and propaganda outlets that you don't support you, but at the same time try to read broadly, try to find that balance where you're, getting as much information as you can and then deciding for yourself.
I agree. And that's why I found it really odd that Biden came out right away and said, the government's gonna pay for this, and it was nothing nefarious, nothing to see here, keep going on. But it is something to see, it is something to investigate, and it is something to find out what the heck happened. So
It is. It is, and it's to me, it's the same judgment call with him. Okay, well now he's got something that he has to defend, right? Oh, there's nothing to see here, folks. There might not be anything to see here, but it's a little early to say that. Does that make sense? And unfortunately, with recent memory with the COVID shenanigans, it does make you want to always break left. It always makes you want to go, whatever they say, it's the opposite. Maybe that's the case, but at the same time, these are not, this is the government really shot itself in the foot in the fact that not a lot of people consider them an authoritative source anymore for this very reason. So it is tricky. It is really tricky. And the reality is, it's very possible we never find out the truth, the true truth, right? It might be something where there's always a cloud of suspicion. But at the end of the day, you got to get it cleaned up. You got to get the port back open, and you got to get rebuilt. That's our sphere of concern. The sphere of concern, what caused it, almost becomes irrelevant at this point, right? And so there's people who are going to have to prevent this from happening again, and that's going to tell the tale. If this was just an accident, then what's going to be the result is that people who are in the know and actually know the truth, they're going to require things like better buffers on pylons. They're going to require better maintenance records for engines. If it ended up being a mechanical failure or electrical failure, they're going to say, okay, ships coming into such and such ports have to have better maintenance logs. That'll tell you more what really happened versus if the Department of Homeland Security or whatever starts to do a vetting process for people. Then you're going to know, okay, well, they probably found that there was a nefarious actor. So that's the only way that we may ever be able to decipher is what
You have 1 minute remaining.
preventing these problems in the future. But everything else is really just about getting down to work and getting the thing cleaned up.
Absolutely.
So thank you guys so much. I appreciate the chance to get on here. You guys are so good about coming out week after week, and we'll talk to you again soon. And as always, if you'd like to honor my family, we could absolutely use it. GivesandGo.com/John Attackis Family Help. Thanks so much.
Love you, Patriot. God bless you.
Bye.
Bye.
I try to say it every night that we can't do what we're doing here on this corner without each and every one of you patriots that follow us and that share out the videos and make those calls to action. We put a call to action out a couple of days ago about the flags that fly in front of and behind this jail. They were shredded and faded. I went by there today and thanked each and every one of you patriots that made those phone calls. We have brand new flags hanging.
Girl.
Thank you very much. And this is a perfect example about getting involved, because for so long, America has never said a word, and the government has no one to answer to, so they do what they want. You made the phone calls and you made the difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry.
Hello, Patriot.
What's going on, Patriots? How are you?
Oh, we're standing here underneath the canopies in the rain, but the temperature is beautiful and we're doing great. How are you?
I'm all right. Thank you for being out there once again. So, I don't know who saw my court date today.
Give him a list.
Well, I have to say, I know one person's listening, and that is my prosecutor, Ashley Akers, because she gave me a death stare today. Ooh, I definitely got under her skin. So, yeah, she,
So, Chris,
what's up?
this is me.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know who was there for you today. Some of the haters were there for you today. AP was there, Mina was there, Larry Dyrell was there. And from Freedom Corner, you had Jen Baker, Northern Neck Patriot, Tom Jeffries, Nicole Reppet, I was there, Tammy was there, and Gary.
Were you guys on the right
Yes.
Yeah, we were sitting
or
on
your
your
left?
side. We were
Your
sitting-
left.
We were sitting on your side.
Okay. All right. So my side was packed. I have no idea who 90% of these people were.
It was just
But
us.
yeah, thank you for being there. You know, I said 90% of what I had to say. So the reason why I brought up the letter that I sent and on February 5th, and I brought up the letter in a way that you know, now it's on the record. So the letter that fired my attorney at the time on February 5th, it was only the cover page that fired him. Now, the rest of it was the 27-page letter that accuses Judge McFadden of doing, you know, X, Y, and Z. So now it's on the record twice that it was sent and delivered. Also, the certified letter was now on the record that was sent and delivered that I sent on the 28th. And that's what I read to you guys, basically saying that I demand a trial. So even though I didn't say it, it was sent on the record. Now it's up to my lawyer to physically put on the record, hey, Qui-Gon sent you a letter on the 28th, certified letter, you know, X, Y, and Z, and these are here, we know that the court got it. We needed answers to that. So, again, that's why I'm asking also for Give, Send, Go, because I was able to scrounge up enough to get a real lawyer to fight for me and not to play these games. I did listen to my lawyer and say, listen, right now, Judge, I don't know why we're doing sentencing, because I wanted to stand up and say, Judge, hold on, why are we even talking about sentencing? We have to talk about trial. And he's going to say, well, hold on, whoa, you gave up your trial right, or you did a stipulated trial. Well, Judge, I you know, I had a motion of rescission on that. You got it. It was in the certified letter. So that's next.
Well, I hope your lawyer gets on that, because unfortunately what I heard was him say sentencing is scheduled for, I think, the 17th. So,
Of May.
Of course.
The 17th of May.
Q confirmed. Sentencing on the 17th. Q confirmed. I thought that was pretty fun. So we'll see what happens. But it just goes to show you, it's just how corrupt this DC court is. I mean, Judge McFadden knows exactly what went on. And then he had the audacity to even say that it was my fault that this court was postponed and trial was postponed for months. It wasn't my fault. Judge, I should have been out on bail or on bond. This whole time, for 3 years, I should have been out on bond. You decided that I would be. Or the courts decided, the BC courts, as corrupt as they are, decided that I wasn't out on bond. So then, you said, I want you in the BC jail. Well, for 3 years, I haven't gotten evidence.com. You removed me out of the BC jail after a month and a half. Moved me all over the state of Virginia. Yeah. Moved me all over the state of Virginia. Moved me all over Lewisburg. Moved me to Northern Neck, where I was tortured, physically and mentally. And somehow this is...
You did get all that on record, because the court reporter was double timing it, trying to keep up with it. So yeah, I know it's all on record.
So this is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the fact is that this whole thing is they know that we the people have had enough. They know that their time is done. It's only a matter of time. They've known for years. They knew when Trump was elected in 2016 that they said, oh crap. And then they said, we just can't have this guy in twice, 8 years in a row. He's going to destroy us his last term. So that's why they cheated in 2020. I mean, it's clear as day, and it's really, I mean, they know their time is limited. They're just trying to pump up those numbers as much as they can, pump up the J6 numbers, and in their eyes, they're just trying to keep, 350 million people driving on the right-hand side of the road, so they don't care. They just need to keep this quote-unquote democracy going, because our constitutional republic has been over for years. That's why everything that's coming out now is like, out of a George Orwell book. It's insane.
Well, Chris, they may think
You
that
have 1 minute remaining.
they may think that our constitutional republic is over,
You
but
have
we the
60
people,
seconds remaining.
we the people,
I think that's
we the people have
Go ahead.
something to say about that.
yeah. I mean, it's time for people to step up, or or that's it.
Right.
America's done.
Exactly.
So, and I did want to, after giving my prosecutor a second look, she's not that pretty, and she actually is getting a little pudge to her, so, I won't say that she's too skinny, but it is what it is. Guys, I think you have to re-up on your side. I will, I can't call, obviously, for another 15 minutes, but it is what it is. I will get, give us.
Thank you.
I heard y'all talking about moving on out. Farmland wins here in 2024. Well, might be time to pack your bags, cause he's
Hi, Chloe.
Australia, I saw a lot of Indians.
Thank you all so much for being here for the J6 Vigil.
First time ever someone called 911. And the law officer told me to go home.
Jericho, I'm sorry, I couldn't do what you asked me to do. I will look into that when I set up, before I set up tomorrow. I apologize.
Right next door, like 2 houses away. So the pub is, it's basically the Indian are teaching you a lesson. Right now, the Indian from India is like,
Hi, Priscilla. Hi, Darren.
international. The technology CEOs are all Indian. UK Prime Minister is Indian. Come on. They're teaching you. They are not slavery anymore. Because you used to, UK people used to colonial,
Yeah.
And then right now they're like, hey, we're the boss, But Chinese is also their enemy with China, this border issue. China is like, wait, because in Chinese language, Indians are A3, hey, number 3, you wait. We Chinese are now, yes, because in China, from my definition in Beijing, 12 countries, you burn Beijing, you need to pay that price back.
I didn't forget Darren.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is enemy. We're all immigrants. Right.
Thank everybody.
China will never get along with Japan. Japan doesn't get along with Korea.
9.
Is so right now, India is teaching you a lesson. What's happening in Boeing? India is teaching the world a lesson, but China is teaching India. Hey, little three, you wait. China needs to get the price back.
Hi, Cleo.
Right now, because everyone has their own enemy.
It's not scary.
Like Peru, you know, whatever you to Peru, we're gonna taste face. Because you kill my ancestors. Before you do anything, you need to pay my
Hi, Melissa.
My last name is in Inca time was a general.
Watching tonight.
I was protecting the Inca king.
Already had
Like
a couple good
Japanese is
phones.
basically the language reverse of my
Training.
Aymara.
Let's go out here.
You know, it's reverse. Everything. Like Chinese, Russian are reverse.
Hi,
That's like the
Dorothy.
secret.
Hope you're well.
Japanese are reverse of my Indian Aymara language. My last name not for my side, so it's like in my Indian language it means Revelation chapter of Bible. Like in Quechua it means
Not that I'm aware of yet,
Andean mountain,
Jericho,
because we are the
on
Andean people. We were
J6 praying grandma. I'm not sure how her trial went today.
So like you know, like we
Hi, Tammy. Hi, Denaria.
we were
Hi, Beverly. Thank you all for being
you know,
here
like so
tonight.
like our evil people, you know, like so I see they copycat everything, they piss you off. First time ever in my life I gave a middle finger to an Indian guy because he was like copycat. I know. I was telling the wife,
Is
control
that
your
why you got
husband.
Is that why you got 911 called on?
No, it's a
He
separate
has,
story. So many stories.
I think 1/4 Chinese blood. Yeah. It's a grandpa. It's a Chinese. I think it's 80 years ago. He's the overseas student come from China. Yeah,
Beautiful couple.
yeah.
Beautiful.
I hope they have good results.
Africa is basically China's backyard. You know, India is trying to copycat what China's doing. You know, they don't do any. What happened to me? My eyes popped out. 20,000 special agent information filed me. You know, not missing, but like someone to touch my laptop. It contains more than 20,000 Homeland Security special agent information. This is happening a lot. This is Management Institute. I was supposed to go border patrol, but someone, the Korean vice president, doesn't let me go because he cares about like this money. It's very deep, yeah. Because my family in China in Peru, they're health enforcement. Peruvian, like they produce drugs. You know, so we can provide a lot of information. But the Korean vice president, like also other vice presidents, they care about their salary. My border patrol already approved my salary. My coordinate border patrol is a whistleblower. You know, they approved my salary already, but the Korean and the American, like whatever, like
Hey, Patriots.
they don't release me to do my job.
Thank you, Hippie Mama. Thank you, Debbie.
It's non-profit. Yeah, they care about their salary because they eat out shit.
Thank you, Angelina. And thank you, Roy. Hey, Tammy Green.
I paid on my paycheck. Someone touched your laptop. Someone touched my laptop on my workplace when I was away for lunch.
Yeah, thank you, Angelina. I did really funny things for this today. When you come, I will tell you.
I don't care if I fail.
Donna Ray. Hi, how are you? How are you?
Japanese sound very like when my dad speaks English, it sounds like this.
Yeah, it's raining right
Yeah,
now.
because if you want to kill your enemy, you study their language first.
Someone told a story to Vicky.
My mom speaks Russian, but they were forced to study Russian, and I can carry some words because my mom, like, they remember some words like vascular as I can. And then every single pen is made in Japan.
Cindy, how are
I just
you?
wanna see my flag wave again. I'm trying to make America great again.
That's
I know
straight
we won't
one.
make the same
How are
mistakes
you?
again. Since Trump's been done it ain't the
Thank
same
you for coming to
This is for the veterans. This is for
Christian Watch the
America,
News
greatest country
channel.
on earth. Yeah, there's no comparisons. This is for the generals. This is for who fighting overseas so that we can have a better place. This is for the soldiers. This is for the kids. You'll understand it when you older. This is for Marines that got straps on their shoulder.
Yeah.
Yours truly.
Yours truly.
John. Oh, cute. John George. George John.
John Todd George. John George Todd.
It's like J-A-P-O, A-P-O, Japan, J-A-P-O, Japan, J-A-P-O. Is that connected? When it's not connected on the back.
Hello.
Hello, how are you guys today?
We are doing great. How are you?
Oh, I'm just lovely. You know, dealing with a bunch of turkeys.
Turkeys.
Yeah.
All right.
So, I don't know if you know this, but, so chickens are pretty smart. And then you have turkeys. They are the dumbest birds known to man. If you don't lead them to water and tell them to drink, then those dudes will just die.
Oh.
So when I talk about stupid people, I talk about them. It's polite to say they're just a bunch of turkeys.
All right. Well, try not to deal with those kind of people too often.
Yeah. If they could just open the doors and let me out, I think I'd be safe.
Amen.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, tell me.
Go down to medical because I've had a toothache since like Saturday, and it keeps getting worse. I've been eating Tylenol and ibuprofen as prescribed by Candy, and putting Orgel on there, and they're like, so they take me down to medical today, and they were like, well, what would you like us to do for you? And I was like, well, I don't know, maybe prescribe me some amoxicillin. Well, what makes you think that we would prescribe that? Because I've had tooth infections and I know what I think of. I don't know. You're the nurse here. You tell me what to do. Gargle with salt water. Okay, can you guys bring us some salt?
Did he get any amoxicillin? Did you get any amoxicillin?
No, they gave me 10 Tylenol and said, here, eat these until we can get you into dental tomorrow. Even though I filed grievances and told them about it before, I asked them to call down Monday to dental, and they're like, well, nobody's here for dental on Monday. I was like, okay, so I guess it's a 3-day weekend every weekend here.
Yeah, oh, I forgot to tell you about that. They don't work on the weekends, and then they're also off on Monday through Friday. It just depends. Typically, they're very busy, and they can't get
Yeah, I mean, it's been like 2 weeks since my foot's been hurt, and I've written grievances and stuff on that too, and they're like, oh, we'll get you when health freeze is over, don't worry.
Right.
Yeah. Hold your breath.
Yeah, I'd rather make friends with turkeys, at least they just gobble. What is new with all of you wonderful people out there today?
Well, it's raining, and that's it because we have tents. And, well, that's it, really. Every day is the same. Just like you guys in there, it's pretty much the same.
some days it doesn't rain.
Yeah, some days it's not
You
raining.
get, and you get to soak in a little more sun some days.
That's true. We do. Some days there's mosquitoes. Some days there's
Some days it's very awesome.
Some days we get pizza.
Oh, you know, I would definitely do some sketchy stuff for.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Oh man, you're mean, Tammy. I told you,
The words
Tammy.
haven't even been described yet.
All right. I'll go like that.
Tammy a little bit mean. Oh no.
Came out of left field. I'm sorry. I don't know if anybody's ever told you, Scooter might have. I'm kind of an asshole. So, it's true. I know it's hard to believe, but.
Imagine what I do for a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Oh my gosh.
Are you sure? Because it's pretty cool.
Okay, tell me.
I would paint some toenails,
All
braid
right.
some hair.
Your own or somebody else's?
Yeah. Would it be leg hairs? Head hairs? What hairs?
Your own nails or somebody else's?
Yeah, your.
You know what? Actually, I would shave my leg hairs like Tate does for a Klondike bar and
The way
Reese's
Tate
peanut butter
does.
cup. For a Reese's peanut butter cup Klondike bar.
There you go.
A Klondike bar dipped in Reese's peanut butter.
Oh,
cup
stop.
and deep fried. How about that? I mean, everything would be
Did you
deep
say
fried.
cheese fried?
Deep fried.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Oh, deep fried. I thought you said cheese fried. I was like, well, I think you kind of ruined it with the cheese, but
Yeah, we're not
deep fried, actually, that doesn't sound terrible.
It doesn't. It sounds amazing.
with
actually.
bacon?
Wrapped in bacon.
No.
That's right.
Ew. Yeah.
Candied bacon on the
Y'all
top.
always gotta go too far.
Right.
Jen's just trying to mess up this delicious dessert because she's not from Texas.
No, I am not. As often reminded, I am not from
It's
Texas.
awesome. All the best desserts.
I just made somebody join me in the visual today. Hey, how's everybody doing?
Hello.
This is Jonathan Pollock.
Hey,
Hey,
Jonathan.
Oh, I'm doing great. How are y'all doing?
It's the Johns.
Oh, we're doing great. We got the Johns on the phone. John and John.
John.
Yeah, on team. Nice.
John squared.
John squared. John squared. Right on.
So, tell us
Yeah.
a joke or something. I want to hear something funny.
No pressure.
So there's this one time, there's a bunch of, Americans out just living their life, and they went to a big get together, standing for what we believe in, and then all of a sudden we all got thrown in jail.
That does not sound like a funny joke. That sounds like a terrible joke. That sounds more like reality than a joke.
And then the guy that threw us in here fell off a bicycle. Yeah, no, not the president. Yeah,
Ain't my president.
A good joke. Listen, Tom, you got a good joke?
I know a joke, but
What
it's
do you
R-rated.
call
so
a bunch of white people running down a mountain? What do you call what? A bunch of white people running down a mountain. Oh, what do you call that? An avalanche. That's the only dad joke I can think of at the moment. You put me on the spot.
Well, that's what I'm good at.
What's another good one?
Jokes, so I was a bartender in my former life, and all of my jokes are dirty or filthy.
Yes, I have plenty of those, but like visual-friendly jokes, I don't know how many of those I have.
Yeah, I don't really. Sorry, guys.
Not a one.
Tell
Trying to clean up
Jeff
my act.
Sable's proctologist joke.
You
Nice.
tell it.
Now,
Nikki's got a joke for us.
if I was told that the audience was different, man, I just let them rip.
Yeah, but we can't do that here.
Oh,
Okay, so here's one of Jeff Sable's dad jokes. What did the man say when he
Oh,
walked? Yeah. What did the man say when he walked into the proctologist's office?
I'm not sure what they say.
He said, "This is where all the badasses hang out." That's funny, y'all.
Nah. Classic. That's a good joke, Joseph. You got a good one? Yeah, very well. It's got to be visual friendly, bro.
I heard something in the background. I don't know what we heard.
All I know is the topic was about a haircut. Maybe next time we'll have some together. Just with those two words right there, I knew it wasn't friendly.
I'm gonna send y'all a bunch of great jokes when I look them up tonight afterwards.
Nice. Yeah.
I'll send you some funny jokes.
Well, you know, I think I'm gonna ask Siri if she can give me some jokes tonight while I land up. We don't have Siri in here.
Right.
People, they have to text the right people.
There you go.
Yeah, John Todd, he's got his connections inside here. I'm basically running this place. Give me some dad jokes for the visual tomorrow. Need a couple good dad jokes.
Dear blind dad jokes.
That's right. That's also so if you're running,
You can give me some and I'll give you some. But we can't answer each other's.
Okay, all right. That seems good.
Yeah. We played basketball tonight. That was a good game. Now, there was some serious stuff going on there. You know, I'm not going to say only one of the jobs won. Professionals, but we're pretty dang close to it. All right?
All right.
Which, I mean, we're going down the field like a couple, you know, superheroes. I don't know what you call it, but we're playing some serious basketball. You know, a couple elbows got thrown, couple people got hit. But hey, that's the name of the game. But it was tight. It was only called 31. Tie game all the way up to the very end. When it hit the ball, was it John Cobb? You and all running down, or was it? Yeah, both of y'all running down, or was it you guys?
Thank you, Mama.
Anyway, they run down. Boom, boom. I jump in front trying to stop the ball. It wasn't enough. They passed it around me straight to the ball man. He jumped up, almost slam dunked it, but he was about 4 or 5 feet short. So he just lays it up and makes the final point, and boom, that was it. Everybody goes crazy. The CEOs are running. They're basically like, let this man go. He's just too much of an animal. It was incredible. He should have been there.
I wish I was. Hey, did you ask about the cheerleading squad? Like, are we allowed to start getting our cheers together? Because Nicole's been teaching us a couple years.
Nah, you know what? Maybe we could do a visitor Friday. Friday, everybody can come and watch it. Scream it from the room. Yeah.
All right, we're going to get our outfits together.
We would lose our visitation privileges.
Remember to have the
everybody on this
side.
one sentence that everybody will go around the room. I mean, they can't get us all, right?
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about. If you bring me an extra cheerleading outfit, I will have a wait on our office. I'm right in there with you. He don't care. I have no problem playing both sides. That's what I care.
Yeah. We'll we'll all be in blonde wigs, don't worry.
And if they strip search me, it'll make my whole week.
Uh-oh.
All right.
You know, remember what I told you about things that happen in jail, stay in jail?
Yeah.
We've had this conversation before. Come on.
The common public does not need to know everything that happens in jail. But that's one specialty that John Todd has in here is he knows how to make something normal really awkward. You can be having a perfectly good conversation and John Todd takes it way off the cliff. And I am great with it anyway. He is just an expert at it. Thin air.
We don't get strip search. We just get felt up.
Yeah, we don't get strip search. We just get felt up.
It still deserves a dinner.
I mean, it's kind of
right.
I told the lady the first time. I said usually I get dinner before this, so she's done it a few times now, and I expect my dinner.
She owes you big time now.
Listening, ma'am.
That's when you just be like,
can you just squeeze a little harder? I want to go low.
Can you go a little slower, man? This is all I get. So.
My man's in jail.
I want to chill
Exactly
just
where
a
my
moment.
man is. He spends more time with him than I do.
Don't act like you don't like this too, lady. Yeah.
You know they like it because
That's when she's like filling you up and you slip your number right in between her fingers and she goes, "What's this?" And you're like, "You know what it's for."
You know, I haven't tried
You
that.
have 1 minute remaining.
I think I'm gonna keep my number to myself. I'm not gonna try to.
That'd be good.
Like,
That'd be, give them my number.
Oh, I'm
388-351. She can call me anytime.
All right. I don't know if you've seen all the guards down there, but in any case, we're about to get cut off. So, would you guys like to give your website goes out or your numbers?
Oh, Gibson. Well, John Todd, 388-351. There it is, 388-351. Call it family. Then it's 388-3112.
Thank you guys.
That's it.
We love
Oh,
you.
yeah, thank y'all. No, y'all are awesome. Keep it up.
We'll talk to you soon.
We love
you
guys.
They're too cute. Hey, 34.
This one's for the Navy. This one's for a God up above who looked down and he saved me. This is for my warriors who in basic training. This is for my fighters who are out here fighting bravely. This is for the infantry. This is one for anyone who really got love for this country. Yeah, and if you don't, there's really nothing you can say that would make me not love the USA. This is one for anyone with full metal jackets. We the best country that is on the map. And this is for my jarheads that were fighting Taliban. This is for my troops that were sent to Afghanistan. This is for the men at arms who defend our homes and prevent our harm. This is for the men who fight brutal wars out in uniform. I'm glad I was born. I was born in the USA, and I'm proud of my country. So tell them boys to come on home. I wanna see that flag wave. I was born in the USA, and I'm proud of my country. So tell them boys to come on home. I wanna see that flag wave. I was born in the USA, and I'm proud of my country. So tell them boys to come on home. I wanna see that flag wave. I was born in the USA, and I'm proud of my country. So tell them boys to come on home. I wanna see that flag wave.
Oh, let it play. Let it play.
Good. Nice song. I love that song.
I tried to throw in a couple of the ones you sent me.
Yeah, I came back on Monday.
Oh, wow.
Monday, Tuesday.
Hey, everybody,
Yeah,
sing
thank
with
you.
me.
Yeah, it was because I'm so messy that today it's just like on my yeah, thank you. Ashley Baba is actually on my because I was holding a sign on January 6th. Like the gentleman, remember, like that's where I met him. And then like the pictures on my LinkedIn profile. Yeah, I was holding like this. That was in front of like
When troubles come, my heart burden be, and I am still awake here in silence till you come and sit a while with me.
July 6, 2024. July 6, 2024.
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. Raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. Raise me up to more than I can be.
Local time.
We're going to go ahead and do the roll call. Lives lost on January 6th. Ashley Babbitt, Roseanne Bullen, Kevin Greason, Benjamin Phillips, and the following day, Officer Brian Sicknick, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Those J6ers that are currently detained: Justin Adams, Tommy Allen, Chris Albert, Russell Alfred, Francis Azari, Joseph Azari, Noah Bacon, Edward Battalion, Daniel Ball, Thomas Ballard, Logan Barnhart, Richard Barnett, Pauline Bauer, Julio Vaquero, Matthew Bedingfield, Luke Bender, Joe Biggs, Aiden Billiard, Craig Bingert, Joshua Black, Kenneth Bonowitz, Dominic Box, Brandon Bradshaw, Jeffrey Brown, Jeremy Brown, Mark Brew, Jennifer Boutois, Daniel Caldwell, William Calhoun, Jared Kentrell, Sarah Carpenter, Jacob Clark, Al Clayton, Stephen Capuccio, Billy Cressman, Reed Christensen, Dylan Cronin, Josiah Colt, Mason Corson, Bruno Kua, Matthew De Silva, James Davis, Nicholas DiCarlo, Nathan DeGrave, David Dempsey, Luke Denny, Robert Dennis, Timothy DeJargan, Michael Dickinson, Caleb Dillard, Joshua Doolin, Michael Eckerman, James Elliott, Daniel Eggsvet, Brandon Fellows, Kyle Fitzsimon, Kevin Galetto, Mitchell Gardner, Robert Gieswein, David Geetson, Vincent Gillespie, Vitaly Goszczynkowski, Jeffrey Grace, James Grant, Matthew Green, Brian Gunderson, Joseph Hackett, Stacy Haggard, Johnny Harris, Richard Harris, Joshua Haynes, Donald Hazard, Albuquerque Head, Joshua Hernandez, Eric Herrera, Alan Hostetter, Joseph Howell, Joshua Hughes, Jared Hughes, Joseph Hutchinson,
Here.
Matthew Huddle, Brian Jackson,
Here.
Shane Jenkins,
Here.
Justin Jersey,
Here.
Joshua Johnson,
Here.
Zachary Johnson,
Here.
Taylor Jonatakis,
Here.
David Judd,
Here.
Leo Kelly,
Here.
Julian Cater,
Here.
Frederico Klein,
Here.
Matthew Kroll,
Here.
Nicholas Langren,
Here.
Daniel Layden,
Here.
Joseph Layden,
Here.
Michael Lockwood,
Here.
Joshua Lawler,
Here.
Kevin Lyon,
Here.
Marcus Malley,
Here.
Christian Manley,
Here.
Anthony Mastodano,
Here.
Cody Matisse,
Here.
Christopher Moyer,
Here.
Mark Mazza,
Here.
Ronald Maccabee,
Here.
Patrick McCoffey,
Here.
James McGrew,
Here.
Sean McHugh,
Here.
Jeffrey McKellop,
Here.
James McNamara,
Here.
Connie Meggs,
Here.
Kelly Meggs,
Here.
Jonathan Mellis,
Here.
Rodney Millstreet,
Here.
Matthew Ryan Miller,
Here.
Scott Miller,
Here.
Jordan Mate,
Here.
Robert Menuda,
Here.
Landon Mitchell,
Here.
David Marshall,
Here.
Andrew Morgan,
Here.
Robert Morris,
Here.
Jonathan Monifo,
Here.
Eric Munchell,
Here.
Daryl Neely,
Here.
Ryan Nichols,
Here.
Christine Niemela,
Here.
Gregory Nix,
Here.
Ethan Nordine,
Here.
Nicholas Ott,
Here.
Thomas Osborne,
Here.
Grady Owens,
Here.
Jason Owens,
Here.
Joseph Padilla,
Here.
Robert Palmer,
Here.
Stuart Park,
Here.
Nathan Pelham,
Here.
Michael Perkins,
Here.
Dominic Pizzola,
Here.
Daniel Phipps,
Here.
Jonathan Palat,
Here.
Olivia Palat,
Here.
Mark Ponder,
Here.
Rachel Powell,
Here.
Sean Price,
Here.
Joshua Pruitt,
Here.
Joseph Pavlik,
Here.
Chris Quaglin,
Here.
Barry Ramey,
Here.
Guy Reffitt,
Here.
Zach Reel,
Here.
Nariana Reiner,
Here.
Stuart Rhodes,
Here.
Howard Richardson,
Here.
Ed Richmond,
Here.
George Riley,
Here.
Thomas Robertson,
Here.
Michael Roberts,
Here.
Michael Roche,
Here.
Jonathan Rockholt,
Here.
Edward Rodriguez,
Here.
Daniel Rodriguez,
Here.
Greg Rubenacker,
Here.
Bobby Russell,
Here.
Jeffrey Sable,
Here.
Ryan Samsel,
Here.
Ronald Sandlin,
Here.
Salvador Sandoval,
Here.
Robert Sanford,
Here.
Peter Schwartz,
Here.
Benjamin Schuler,
Here.
Daniel Scott,
Here.
Christian Secor,
Here.
Hunter Seafried,
Here.
Kevin Seafried,
Here.
Alexander Shepard,
Here.
Thomas Civic,
Here.
Jeffrey Seals,
Here.
Michaela Sly,
Here.
Charles Smith,
Here.
Tommy Smith,
Here.
Audrey Southard,
Here.
Hatchet Speed,
Here.
Yvonne St. Cyr,
Here.
Peter Stager,
Here.
Shelley Stallings,
Here.
Patrick Stedman,
Here.
Laura Steele,
Here.
Tristan Stevens,
Here.
John Strand,
Here.
Tara Stottlemyre,
Here.
Alan Sweeney, Andrew Taki, Enrique Tario,
Here.
Curtis Tate, George Tenney,
Here.
Jacob Therez,
Here.
Kenneth Thomas,
Here.
Devlin Thompson,
Here.
Dustin Thompson,
Here.
John Todd,
Here.
Edward Leo,
Here.
Salvador Basalas,
Here.
Eric Scott Warner,
Here.
Jessica Watkins,
Here.
William Watson,
Here.
Matthew Webler,
Here.
Thomas Webster,
Here.
Bradley Weeks,
Here.
Jack Witten,
Here.
Anthony Williams,
Here.
Riley Williams,
Here.
Timothy Williams,
Here.
Duke Wilson,
Here.
Ricky Wilden,
Here.
Shane Woods,
Here.
Chris Worrell,
Here.
Donnie Wren,
Here.
John Wright,
Here.
Douglas Wyatt,
Here.
Gregory Yetman,
Here.
Isaac Yoder,
Here.
Kyle Young,
Here.
Jacob Zirkel, and
Here.
Peter Navarro.
Here.
And those we've lost to suicide, Christopher Georgia, Matthew Perna, Mark Unst, and George Meacham, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
We're out here every night to bring awareness and justice to those that lost their lives on January 6th, and we're never going to let them forget her name.
Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt.
What's your name? Well, I was in D.C. with another freedom movement. We spent 34 days on the National Mall.
I don't know why.
a Gen Sixer. She's a patriot who was left by the system. I'm screaming for the funds, so nobody will forget them. Air Force veteran, wrapped in a truck like it's truck 24. You know we about to run back. Nothing will stop us. We about to get it right. They can try and try, but the storm is here from dark to light.
But when I started coming to the visual, I heard that at that time, 72% of the guys held in jail were combat veterans with no prior criminal history. I myself was a combat veteran. I took an oath to never leave any man behind in my men. And that's why I'm still here.
Service where you people need somebody to stand up for them.
Absolutely. If we were here, the world would forget about these guys. Their lives would destroyed. The government is trying to erase them from society, and we will not let that happen.
And they're rebranding what was a peaceful movement into the biggest threat to this society since, what did they say, like the British, like,
The only threat it posed was to their tyranny.
yes, and playing their trickery and playing off the field. I was there, I mean, and a lot of people don't.
Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt.
A lot of people think that was one day where everybody came. It's like, no, every Saturday, every weekend before that was the Million March going on. I was there 2 weeks before that and a month before that. My parents were there on that day. They stopped at the step. My dad, he had cancer at the time, so he couldn't go in. But I mean, it's ridiculous. And plus all the footage in there of people hanging out in the cops. Hanging out with them.
As evidence to exonerate these men. It's sick. We're going to hold them accountable. And that's what we do every single night by coming out here. Letting thousands and thousands of people across the country and across the world hear what these men and women are going through.
It's important. I mean, you just called, how many names did you just list? I didn't know there were so many. That was insane.
Oh, yeah. And those are only the names of the ones that are currently incarcerated. That doesn't count for the hundreds that are on home detention that have been in prison for 3 years, and thank God they've been released.
And are they still putting more people away for this?
They vow to do 1,000 more this year.
I mean, we've got all these other real crimes going. They say, oh, we can't figure it out. Meanwhile, they've got sophisticated facial recognition, scraping the internet. They can find every J6er.
Yes.
Yeah, it's recorded everywhere. Yeah, the Army for a while, they had a blimp over DC. They recorded everything.
Well, they just took the blimp and shrunk it to a drone.
Yep. It's it's just insane. I never know how to reply to that. John Mountjoy.
Well, I'll give you a hint on how to reply to that. When someone tells you, thank you for your service, it's giving them the gratification of their honor. So,
That's a good way to think about it.
yeah. Because I used to be in that same boat. Like, do I say you're welcome? Do I say, you know? But, you know, somebody said that to me
I've done that twice. I felt like an idiot. You're welcome. And I'm like, that sounds so egotistical. I don't know.
My response is either you're welcome or it's my honor.
It's my honor. I like that. My honor. I'm going to lock that one away. And how did you end up? How did you end up all this?
all so much for being here. I'm so honored that you guys hang out with us every single night. I really am. Isn't that true, Bonnie? Wow. I hope you guys enjoyed my song. I absolutely love singing that song. It matches well with my voice, but just the words in it, just I feel it so deep in my soul. You as well, Bonnie. Thank you so much.
It's like this every weekend. We can go next weekend. It's just a party.
Hi, Jared. I'm so glad, Gator. That's awesome. I love her. Well, Steve, right now, the best way to help these patriots is by sharing out these videos, going to Patriot Mail Project, writing them letters. You can go to Patriot Mail Project. You can either search by name, or you can just go down through the alphabetical list. You can also search by date. Pick out a J6er or a couple of J6ers, put them on as a pen pal. You can also sponsor a J6er by donating to his commissary. That helps them get better food than what they're serving here. It helps them get supplies that they need. It helps them get stamps and envelopes to write people back. It also, if you contribute to their commissary, they can also take that money from their commissary and put it on their phone card so that they can call their families and keep in touch. Those are the most important things that you can directly help these patriots with. And those letters really do mean a lot. You know, I can't say that I know what they're going through, but I can't even imagine being torn away from your family. And yes, they're in a pod with other patriots and like-minded individuals, but they're away from their family and their children and society. And that little bit of outside encouragement through a letter or something to make them smile, it just means everything to them. So that's probably the most important ways that you can help our J6ers. Thank you for asking.
We just get a bug, we can run or try line, and a country boy can survive. Country's home state survive.
Here's another good one.
Yeah. Hip-hop diet is for the guys who cannot even rap. Media is dividing us by colors, white or black. You believe in Jesus, these days Christians get attacked. If you don't hate police, then everybody thinks so. Everything's so connected.
Amen, Melody.
Hello! We are 1 minute behind. It's time for the 2-minute warning, so hold on. 2 minutes! 2 minutes!
Pass it back to Mar-a-Lago.
Make sure he hears us.
Hey, you guys there? What's going on? What's the lake out there?
We're standing out here under some tents in the rain, waiting to talk to you guys.
No, it's raining? Okay. Cold? Warm?
Not too cold.
Not too bad. It's chilly. Nicole says chilly.
Got any teasers?
No.
Nicole's thinking.
Let's see. Hold on. The teasing time is up because it is now 1 minute before.
She said death. Death is her teaser. I don't like that, but we'll see.
1 minute warning coming up. So hold on. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Please join us for the national anthem with RJ
I don't know what,
Sixers.
but either one of them, and if I'm deaf, then it really doesn't matter because I couldn't hear you anyways. The deaf part is appropriate no matter which way you want. Anyways, I'm going to pull the headset out. We'll talk a bit. Hold on.
La 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 la.
Usually they got some posters of Prime City.
What so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets went red,
the bumpers stinging red, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Free J6! Free J6! Free J6! Free J6!
Dragging somebody across the floor. One of the earbuds from.
I heard there's something about earbuds.
I couldn't hear death, but he could hear the earbuds.
That's what the storm said. You can't hear death, but you can hear the earbuds. No, it was just kind of loud, like a bunch of thumping around. So here's Nicole. She's to complete her teaser.
Okay, so ex-Senator Joe Lieberman passed away today. He was also Al Gore's running mate in the 2000 race. He had a fall, and he died of complications from that. He died of falling. So, also, that's sad news, you know, well, really. And the first person that had the Neuralink installed in them, they stayed up all night playing Civilization 6.
Well, that's trivia everybody knows today.
Right?
I knew it. Wait, hold on. There might be some symbolism there. symbolism, meaning, I guess, playing Civilization 6, the evolution of civilization. He's playing a game. I don't know. I'm reaching.
Yeah, you're thinking really deep into it.
You're
I think
reaching.
he's just like, man, I thought that's cool. I've been wanting to do it, and he stayed up all night. We did end last night talking about the Security Council and all of their votes against Israel. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure.
Well, what do you think about that?
About what? Now, you said Israel, right, as far as all of the countries that voted for the ceasefire except the United States that abstained. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh,
Yes,
no
and then
second.
last night you took it to a biblical point.
Connection
So,
problem.
I know you had Nicole Rapid fretting all night long talking about your when all nations rise against Israel end of day shit. And then so
Still
we
not
had some
getting it.
panic in the house, Jeff, but you know you're not completely wrong.
Okay. I might have been on a roll last night.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
It's just, there are different things that do come our way, and I'll be honest with you, some of it does make sense. As I would say, even conspiratorial. I'll say from a biblical standpoint. It's fascinating if you look at some of the things that are Bible prophecies that then relate to what's happening now. I'm just the conduit to which the information flows, I guess you could say.
Yes, Jeff, yes you are.
Well, inside the pokey, did you happen to see that
Inside the
RFK
pokey.
chose a running mate?
Oh, I didn't see
Yes, I did.
Oh,
And
yeah.
uber lefty
Just 'cause
that
she's
is
pretty.
just going to do nothing to help his campaign. However, there's a thought with that. What?
She got a lot of money, and that helps the campaign.
But think about it now. We know that the never-Trumpers are not going to, of course, vote for Trump. However, the never-Trumpers are going to vote for Biden, unless you have somebody that never-Trumpers go, I like that RFK guy. He's with a liberal. Oh, that's perfect. So I'm going to vote for him instead of Biden. So we now split the Democratic ticket so that Biden gets less votes. So that makes it so that if and when they cheat, they have to cheat even harder because those that are voting for Biden are now reduced even further because of what JFK is doing. Brilliant move.
Well, I can't believe anybody would vote for Biden anyway. Not just in he's a Democrat issue, but because he's an adult-minded old man. Jen Baker's got something to add.
Okay, great.
Yay!
So from the media side of it, they're saying that Jeff is a little bit more frightened of RFK
Jen Baker.
than the right is.
Oh, okay.
And therefore, they're going to be putting in a lot of money to try and slam them. So they're going to be doing that kind of dirty work for us.
Davey. Oh my God.
There you have it.
Good. So they're going to be slamming RFK, even though he's on the Democratic.
Oh, sure.
Or he's independent. He's independent.
Yeah, so he's not their puppet, so that's a problem too.
That's
when
right.
we're trying to put somebody in office that won't be his puppet.
Agreed. But it does split the vote for the left and those that are never Trumpers. I think that's a great move. Whether it was planned or that's just the way it happened. I think it can only help Trump on the election day itself.
I believe that too, but I also think if we have a fair election, that Trump, I don't think they stand a chance against him. So that's what American people, like you said, you should be a poll watcher, precinctstrategy.com, and watch what they're doing. And hopefully this election season will be fair and balanced.
Well, Jeff, they did do some polling on that Nicole being added to RFK's ticket and how that affected the outcome. And before she was added, Biden was still 5 points below Trump, and then once she was added, he was still 5 points below Trump. So, but obviously those things change. We have a long time till election, but They just found it odd that it didn't really move the needle much yet.
Not yet, but she's really cute and she's really rich, and you know, in politics, those are some prerequisites.
Yeah.
And young.
And
I'm just so glad that we have polls that we can trust.
Right.
But, yeah.
Okay,
what
so
else?
in some Jan 6 news, Christopher Wray came out and said that those that are charged with the 1512 should not be released pending SCOTUS outcome because it is an election year. So he said, you know, and we were all talking here, how does that not sound political? How are you not political prisoners if, you know, if it's not that, you know, and so thanks, Christopher Wray.
Also, Christopher Wray was in a committee hearing one time where he actually looked at Marjorie Taylor Greene and said, well, the FBI does not go after American citizens for their Facebook posts. And then
BS.
today in court with Rebecca Lorenz, well, is this your Facebook post, Miss Lorenz? So it was, yes, exactly. Is this you, Miss Lorenz? Did you say this on such and such? Who was this to? Is this a public Facebook post? It was, yeah, it was awful. But yeah, Christopher Wray says they don't do it, so never fear.
Right. Take his word for it.
No, yes, never fear. One can only hope that when Trump gets in, that he seriously just guts so many organizations, or just shuts them down because they're useless to begin with. That would just be something else.
I wish the Republicans that have the majority of the House realized they could do some of that shit without him.
Right.
Well, it might be nice. They could defund the FBI and convert them and have those 100,000 plus employees start rounding up the illegals. That's
there you go. There you go.
So I can't tell you how many times since we've been talking to these congressional members, they point out that Congress has the power of the purse. Oh no, we have the power of the purse. Well, they don't use it. They don't use the power of the purse, the power of the subpoena, or the damn handcuffs. They need to send, you know, the sergeant arms in there with and start arresting some people. Because I know Christopher Wray's lied to Congress just in front of me at least 3 times. Probably every time he opens his mouth, but I could put my finger on 3 of them.
But is it because their hands are tied? Is it because there's some other plan? Is it because they're waiting for Trump to get back in, or is it because they are bought and paid for, and that's not part of their approved agenda?
Well, I think that would be B and A and all the above, but I just think, you know, sitting back and waiting for one man to take action. There's so many things they could do with you know, the majority in Congress right now, and nobody's doing anything. Of course, they're orchestrating it to where our majority is down very, very low. We can only lose 1 vote to the Democrats, and then we won't have the power. So, you know, it's just sad that they didn't do anything with that.
Amen.
Well, I've also heard that the rumor is that we'll be losing not 1 but 2, maybe even 3 Republicans between now and April 8th.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Some reports come to me of that, and that all of a sudden now the House is now Democrat ran. Anyways, all right, we'll talk about that one tomorrow. So, once again, people out there listening, get involved. Go to christianstrategy.com. Just check it out. There's a couple videos there. It only takes you 1 or 2 hours a month. And it's how we take this over, how we get involved. You guys on the corner there, thank you for all that you do. God bless you. God bless America.
Love you.
Lock them up! Lock them up! Train the swap! Train the swap!
Read some Shrek. Let's get out this swamp.
That's right.
Yeah, man. You don't get the opportunity often.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas.
North Dakota has an enchanted castle built in 1892.
Down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, it's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
All the way.
Oh yeah.
All the way. All the way.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, y'all don't need to know all of our secrets. Anyway, pray for us. We're going to pray for you. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Love you guys.
Storm North Dakota's
Wow. You know all the words, man. You're good. Oh. You're a good faker.
Yeah. First verse.
Wow.
Stay dry.
Yeah. I'm gonna call your Uber. I'll hang out with you. Like, this is just a quick pack up.
Yeah, man.
Should I leave this one here because it's so slippery?
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Oh,
it's close to me. Me over.
I don't know. Like, Potomac.
Is yours?
Right here, man.
No, okay, I'm gonna throw away. Yeah. No, yours. I haven't touched it yet. Yeah. No.
I threw mine away.
Sorry, is that yours?
I threw mine
No.
away.
Okay. I'm gonna throw away.
Good to the last drop.
Good night.
No way.
So you don't want this for
No sushi left.
Dang, that Bible study really got me three lines.
Dude, I was I forecasted probably. I texted you versus like 15 through 18.
Oh, I thought they...
And through 20 was on the board.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I thought you knew.
No, I was
right
guessing.
on. You were right on. And then on the fly, you're just like, we're going to cut it in.
Sherry, did you figure out our umbrella?
Every
Because
single
if
word
Tammy has to do it
every
tomorrow.
single
Yeah.
word.
Yeah.
Patriots, I have to turn off the live stream right now. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for, hey Jay, Jonas, how are you? Thanks for all your support. Yeah. Love you all. You all have a great night. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night, Debbie. Good night, Roy. Good night, Econ 443. Good night, Debbie. Good night, Darth Trade One. Tammy Green. See you tomorrow. Angelina. See you tomorrow. Ring Blood. Beverly. Priscilla. Love you all. See you tomorrow.